Hi, welcome back. My name is Maddie Wade. This is my YouTube channel, so thank you so much for joining me here. And if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, make sure you do. Today I'm going to be showing you a full face of makeup, and it's going to be super easy to do. I'm just going to walk you through every single step. We're going to do a little bit of foundation. We're going to add a little bit of color to my cheeks afterwards, add a little bit of eye color. Not anything too complicated. I'm thinking just 2 colors on my eyes today. So for eyeshadow, we're going to do eyebrows, and so it's going to be a full makeup look, but it's going to be a really simple and kind of more towards that no makeup look. It's definitely going to look like I still have makeup on, but it's not going to be anything drastic. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I've done all kinds of different makeup looks. I've done crazy ones. I've done some very, very basic summary, like 5-step makeup looks. So today's going to be somewhere in the middle, but it's meant to look very just natural looking, but as well as being put together. So for me, one thing that makes a big difference is having a little bit of makeup on. It does boost my confidence a lot, especially with just any kind of discoloration that you might have on your skin. To cover that up, it always makes me just feel so much more confident. So I have some of my favorite products in front of me right now, and I'm going to be sharing them with you today. First thing we're going to do is, usually I do this in my skincare portion before I take a video, but it's morning right now and I have not done my SPF. I wanted to actually use it while I was on here. So you do your entire skincare routine. So I washed my face, I put my moisturizer on for the day, and now I'm going to put on a little bit of SPF after your moisturizer for this specific SPF. So this is a mineral sunscreen. It's really, really good for your skin. It is going to protect your skin from UVA or UVB rays, so like the sun. It's also going to protect your skin from any blue light as well. So I want to make sure, I did put eye cream on too, and I'm just putting that right over the top of my eye cream, right over the top of my moisturizer. You can see it kind of gives you like a little bit of a ghosty look at first, but it is going to kind of blend in. So at first you can see where it kind of is, but it does go away. And I'm also going to be showing you some makeup products on top of it, so you won't even know it's there. But the mineral sunscreen means that it's going to block the sun rays from getting in your skin. So if you have really sensitive skin and you've never been able to wear SPF or sunscreen before, this is a great option. That was me. And I know, talking to a lot of people, that's been them in the past too. As I'm talking through this, I'm going to put on some foundation primer. But I know I have talked to so many people before, they're like, I can't wear SPF. It breaks me out immediately. I don't like the way it feels on my skin. I don't like the way it smells. There's all kinds of reasons, but especially if it's breaking you out, I would love for you to try a mineral sunscreen. So if you ever try anything with Mary Kay, and you shop my link down below, and you don't love something, just let me know, because Mary Kay is incredible and they have 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you ever try something and it breaks you out or it doesn't work for you, that's okay. We can swap it out for something else. But anyway, for my sensitive skin, I have such sensitive skin. I always have. I've always been incredibly acne prone too. And this has been incredible for me. So I love this stuff. I swear by it. Try it if you have not. And most of our aging comes from the sun and external factors. So mainly the sun though. So taking your skin out of the sun, using an SPF every day, is going to help you so much. In 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you're going to thank yourself. So make sure you're using some SPF every day. All right, I just used this foundation primer. It's one of my favorite products. If you've never tried this, try this too. It's going to be kind of like a silky finish, so it feels really nice on your skin. It's going to minimize your pores, so it's going to make kind of the appearance of them go away a little bit. It also has an SPF 15 in there, so we're layering on a little bit more sunscreen. Now we're going to use one last SPF product, and this is CC Cream. So CC Cream is basically a tinted moisturizer, and that's exactly how I look at it. That's exactly how I describe it, and that's how most of my clients feel as well. So it's going to hydrate, it's going to color correct, it's going to add that little bit of extra SPF in there. I use 3 squirts, just because I put it on with my hands. This is the shade light to medium. So there are 5 different shades. There's a very light, light to medium, medium to deep, deep, or very deep. So this is the shade that I use. And I know you're probably like, that looks a little bit dark for you. However, because I use SPF every single day, my skin is my face skin and my body is a completely different color right now, which honestly, I want. That's okay with me because that means that I'm protecting my face. So I do have to add a little bit of color to my skin, which is why I love this CC cream. It doesn't give that foundation feel, but it makes it look like your skin is just a little bit more healthy, glowy, and definitely doesn't have as many spots. So I just kind of blend this around with my hands. You can also use a foundation brush to apply this if you want more of a makeup look kind of afterwards. I would recommend using the foundation brush, but I just like that it is so light. It's so natural looking. It doesn't look like I have anything on my face. It just looks nice and, like I said, glowy and natural. So again, this is the light to medium. So if you're looking for more of a medium coverage or a full coverage foundation, I would suggest using the Time Wise foundations. So there's either the luminous or there is a matte. I love the luminous. The glowy look is so pretty. It also, I think it just makes your skin look really natural too when you have a little bit of a glow to it. And you can always add a little bit of powder as well to make it kind of just not so glowy. But if you want more of a full coverage, those are what I would recommend. I really like the CC cream because it just doesn't feel like foundation. It feels like a moisturizer. And I do have more normal skin, like normal, I wouldn't say I have dry skin, but I would definitely say it's more normal than it is oily. So I love having that little bit of a moisture feel as well. I used to have combination to oily skin, or I thought that I did. Now here's the thing. I thought I had combination to oily skin because my skin was always producing so much oil. It turns out I wasn't giving my skin enough moisture. So it was overcompensating in adding, I needed more moisture because that, okay, so I know that sounds kind of crazy, but the more you moisturize your skin, the less it has to produce. So if you do have more dry skin and you don't know it and you have super oily skin right now, it could just be because you need to add in a little bit more moisturizing in your regimen. So I switched my products to the normal to dry version instead of the combination to oily, and it's made a world of a difference for my skin. So anyway, having a little bit more normal skin and with the trends right now, I just really like the glowy look. All right, so I'm using a little bit of Undereye Corrector right now. I do have this like little red spot. There's nothing there. I've had it for a long time, so I always kind of like to try to cover it up. So I just use a little bit of my Undereye Corrector right there as well. And we're gonna let that sit for a second. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder, and we can do a couple other things. I'm actually gonna try something out for the first time today too. We are going to use this creamed powder as a contour today. So I've done it before off camera, but I've never shown it on camera. So I'm excited to show that to you too. Okay, so while I let that sit for a second, we are gonna put a little bit, hang on, I didn't get my concealer out. Let me grab my concealer. Another thing, I like to use my hands when I'm doing my makeup right now because it does make it a little bit more sheer. So if you want your makeup to look very heavy, you want it to do a lot of full coverage, then you want to use a makeup foundation brush. The one that's going to give you the most coverage will be the blending brush, which actually I think I have, so I think I can show it to you. Just a second, I'll show it. So the blending brush is going to give you the most coverage. The reason being is the brushes are so packed in that it's going to really cover more space and make it look, let me show you. I feel like it makes sense when you look at it. And then the next step down, so if you want it to look a little bit lighter than that, then you can use the liquid foundation brush. Okay, so this is the blending brush. If it's dirty, I'm sorry, it's in my makeup bag. So you can see the bristles here, they're so tight. And there's, I'm trying to, okay, there you go. Now you can see them. So there's so many bristles and they're so packed in there. So that's going to give you the most coverage. If you want more of a medium coverage, this is the liquid foundation brush. And you can see, again, this is probably dirty. I haven't used it in a while. It's just been in my brush or in my bag. So you can see they have lots of bristles in here too. So this is going to give you more of a medium coverage. If you want a lighter coverage, then the sponge is great. If you want the lightest coverage, so you want it to look very natural, then you use your hands. So that's kind of a breakdown of why you do the different utensils or why you might use your hands. Okay, so I'm just blending this out here. And I do love all the tools too. So the tools do help big time, especially when you're getting started. I used the liquid foundation brush for a long time. The only reason I changed it is just because it's summer right now and I love just kind of that really natural look at the moment. So anyway, you can use brushes or you don't have to. You can use your hands. Either way, but if you do use your hands, make sure that you are washing them before you touch your face at all. The one way that you can just break your skin out by doing your makeup is by not washing your brushes and not washing your hands. So make sure you're washing your brushes weekly at least, and make sure you're washing your hands every time before you're doing your makeup. All right, I'm gonna take my blending brush or my blending sponge, and I'm gonna take my makeup finishing spray. I'm gonna spray my sponge, and then I'm just gonna use this to set underneath my eyes. So this is going to, the under eye corrector really brightens up underneath your eyes. It just kills any of that dark color. So any like darkness, or maybe you have under eye bags, anything like that, it's really gonna help. So one thing I love is that it also is a one color for all, and that's because it's a peachy undertone. So you don't have to do any guessing here. The shade that I used for my concealer on my eyes is very light as well, in case you're wondering what color I used. Okay, so makeup finishing spray, I want you to think hairspray for your face. If you don't want your makeup to transfer off of your face to when you hug somebody and it's like all of a sudden your makeup's all over their shirt, or you don't want to take it off every time that you're on the phone. When you hang up the phone, you know, your phone's covered in makeup. So ways to prevent that is the makeup primer, so the foundation primer that we used in the beginning, and then this makeup finishing spray. So you can use this throughout as well. So you can spray anytime you want to. Whenever I do makeup that I want to stay all day long, or I'm doing like bridal makeup or anything like that, I will use that maybe 5 or 6 times throughout the makeup routine. So if you want your makeup to stay for a long time, that's a really, really good hack for you. But every day, I at least use it once at the end of my makeup routine. All right, so now I've got, you can see it's just super natural, super light. What I'm gonna do next is add a little bit of powder just to mattify everything, set everything in place. So this is the Silky setting powder, and it's in the color light to medium ivory. So I'm just gonna take my fluffy brush here and add this all over. So I like that it's this Silky, this reformulated powder. It was wonderful for kind of just blending everything out. So if you have any kind of spots on your face that you feel like are a little bit, maybe the texture's a little bit weird, or you have a little bit of discoloration, I really like how this powder, it like blurs almost. I don't know how to better explain that, but it almost blurs your skin. So that's one thing that I've really, really loved about this new powder. We used to have a mineral powder, and it was good too. It was fine. I do feel like comparing it to this newer version, this came out, I don't know, maybe over a year ago now. So it's been out for a little while. But comparing the two, I would say the old one definitely was a little bit thicker. It gave you more of that makeup look, where it could look cakey if you put on too much, depending on how you applied it. This one I feel like is a little bit more sheer. It's definitely that silky word. Is such a weird word to use with powder, but at the same time, it does give that illusion. So it really blurs things out for you. So I love using this just to set everything, make sure everything's in place, and also just blur everything out a little bit more. All right, next we're gonna do a little bit of contour. So this is the cream to powder contour. Let me pull it out of its case here. And this is the shade Bronze 2. So you might differ in shades here. There's lots of bronze colors, but I like the bronze because it's going to add to my face kind of as a contour. So if you like a cream contour, this is a great way to get a cream contour. So it's a foundation, cream to powder. It goes on as a cream. As you can see, I'm kind of picking it up as a cream here. And then it dries as a powder, which is perfect for contour. I'm gonna put a little bit down my nose too. So right on the sides here. I like with cream or liquid contour how precise you can be, so you can put it exactly where you want it to be. Okay, so those are the places that I contour daily if I'm going to add a little bit of contour. Okay, so again, this is the bronze 2, so if you want it to be a little bit darker, or if you don't want it to have the warm shade, mine definitely has a little bit more of the warm look to it. The reason for that is I like how bronzers typically have a little bit of this warm look to it, so that's why I went with the bronze 2, but if you don't want that, go for a darker bronze and it will have more of a cool look to it. All right, so I'm just taking my cheek brush now and starting to blend all of this out. We're going to blend it out to the all over powder brush in just a minute. One thing I really like about contouring though is you do your foundation and you do your powder, and that's totally fine. If you want to leave it at that, that's totally fine. But what I will say is adding just a little bit of contour and adding just a little bit of blush goes such a long ways, because it does add that natural color back to your skin. So especially if you're like me and you are using SPF every day, and so your skin is a little bit more pale, or it's just a different color than the rest of your body because you are protecting it a little bit better, adding a little bit of a bronzer and a blush can really make your skin look sun-kissed, and it can make your skin kind of give that illusion of like the, you know, summer glow look, even if you're protecting it. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You don't have to let your skin get all tanned in the summer and ruin it for down the road. You can kind of replicate that same look. So if you want to go heavy on bronzer, summer is definitely the time to do that. Okay, so I'm just blending all of this around right now with my all over powder brush. I love this brush for blending too. It does such a good job. The one thing I will say is using a cream to powder as a bronzer, make sure you do blend right away. We don't want it to sit for too long because it goes on as a cream and it dries as a powder, so we don't want it to sit for too long. So blend it right away. Okay, there we go. So you can see it's just kind of got like a little bit of a like bronzed look to it. All right, next I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. So we're gonna use, this is Rogue Rose right here. Just gonna put a little bit right above where I just put that bronzer. I'm bringing it kind of like right underneath my eye. So I'm bringing it to right about here, like the center of your eye. And I didn't add any more after the first application. I'm just kind of blending it out with the cheek brush first. And then I'm going to go in again with my all over powder brush and blend this all out. So one thing I do say too is make sure you wait to do, if you want to do contour and you're not necessarily super confident with your blending, do your contour, your face makeup first, because you can see here I am kind of blending right over my eye. So if you're very precise and you're used to it, then go ahead, you can do your eyes first, because a lot of people do say you want to do your eyes first so that if you have any fallout, you can clean it up when you're doing your face makeup, which is a great idea too. However, I do notice that sometimes I like to kind of blend across my eye just because it's very natural looking. It also just allows you a little bit more give, so in case you do screw something up, it allows you to kind of blend it a little bit more. So anyway, that is one little tip for you, especially if you're new to contour. Go ahead and do that first, because then if you already did your eyes and you screw up your contour and you put way too much blush on or you put way too much contour on, at least you just have to take off your face makeup. You don't have to take everything off. Okay, next I'm going to do my brows. So I'm going to take my brow and eyeliner brush and just brush them out first. Okay, I did not get out my brow liner though, so let me find this real quick. My makeup bag right now is absolutely jam-packed full of all of these lip liners, like the lip liner and eyeliner colors, and they are the same shape as the eyebrow colors. So it has been a little bit difficult to find them because look at this. They're all like the same exact shape. So I do recommend, see there's the brow liner right here, and this is like the eyeliner and the lip liner containers. I do recommend having them separately. Like I have like a little jar that I put them in, and then I have all the tips up so then you can see. Let me show you this again. in case you haven't watched my videos on the new eyeliners and new lip liners, they have little tiny, like little colors right up at the top. So you can see this is the lip liner, this is an eyeliner, this is a lip liner. So then you don't have to guess at all. So anyway, I like to put them in a little jar so you can just see all the colors and you know exactly what you're reaching for. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna do the brows. This is Brunette Brow Liner, and it's one of my favorite products. I swear by this stuff. I always start underneath first. So little tiny dashes underneath just to line the bottom. And now I'm gonna go do the other side to make sure that they're nice and even. Little tiny strokes is the way to get started too. So especially if you're new to doing your brows, just tiny little strokes will be the best way to get started. Okay, next I'm going to start up here. So I go on the bottom first and then I do the top, just kind of cleaning up the lines. And eyebrows make the biggest difference too. If you don't do your eyebrows right now, try them out. It makes the biggest difference. It really outlines your eyes and it helps to shape your face. It helps people to know exactly where to look at. And that's just subconscious. Obviously, people don't care if you have your eyebrows done, I'm sure. But subconsciously, we look right at somebody's eyes when their eyebrows are done just because it gives us a place to look. Okay. And next I'm just gonna kind of fill in, but I'm following my hairlines. So you can see I'm kind of pulling like this because my hairlines go like that as well. Make sure to, if you are here right now and you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do like this video. We are getting close to being at 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing and incredible. So thank you all so much for being here and watching these videos. Make sure you, like I said, hit the subscribe button. If you're not part of my email list, join that too. I have some fun things that I offer in my email list. First of all, I always tell you about sales and deals and things like that ahead of time, so you always know before anybody else. I also offer sometimes classes or bundles or things like that exclusively for my customers, and the way to find that is through my email list. So make sure you join that as well. It's right down below, and if you want to shop any of these products that I'm using today, check right down below. You'll find a list of everything that I used, and you'll also find my link so that you're able to order right off of my website. Okay, now my eyebrows are filled in. Next, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of a brow tint, and this is Brunette Brow Tint. This is going to hold your eyebrows in place. It's also just going to add a little bit of color too, in case you missed anything. On a day where I'm just wearing a few products and I just want my makeup to be extremely simple, I'll usually use like the CC cream, and I'll use this brow tint and maybe a little bit of mascara, and that's it. So the brow tint is so easy to use. It's a great place to get started too. Again, I used Brunette. All right, now we have the base of everything done. We're gonna just finish with eyes and lips. So for lips, let's go ahead and get started with, I'm gonna do a lip liner. This is Pink Nude lip liner. These lip liners are incredible. They're waterproof, so they're not gonna go anywhere once you put them on. Okay, so again, this one's Pink Nude. And then I'm going to go on top of it with Better Than Bare lipstick, which is a hydrating lipstick. It has sunflower oil in it, and it also has vitamin E in it. It's a really pretty, just very bare color. It's very, almost, it's not see-through, but it's a very, very light color. So if you're not used to wearing lip colors and you want something to just be really nude, really natural, I love this combination. So again, it was the Pink Nude lip liner with the Better Than Bare, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of lip gloss over it. And this is, let me see, Beach Bronze. Okay, that's the lip look. That's it. Super easy. Make sure you let me know down below too, what do you think about all these things? How are you liking this makeup look so far? Tell us down below. All right, next and last is eyes. So I'm just gonna do a super simple eyeshadow combination today. We're gonna use, this right here is Cashmere Haze. We're gonna use Smoky Quartz, and we're gonna use a little bit of Crystalline. So I'm gonna take, in the beginning, I did use the Ivory, light Ivory concealer on my eyelids. So that's gonna help your eyeshadow stay better. It's also gonna break the pigment out. So it's kind of like a primer for your eyeshadow. Now I'm just going over it with this Cashmere Haze. I just added a little bit to my blending brush, and I'm blending that out. If you wanted it to be a little bit darker, you can add espresso to this too, and that would make it just a little bit darker. So I just applied just a little bit, and I'm still blending. So one thing I like about these eyeshadows a lot is how blendable they are. So once you apply them, just keep blending, and they're going to blend themselves out. I also love the hold that they have, so they stay so well. I've had eyeshadows before that they crease after a little while, and they just don't look very good. I love that these don't do that. And to make sure, if you have oily eyelids, to make sure that they don't crease on you, I recommend using the finishing spray after the eyeshadow application, which we're going to do today too. I do like to use it, if I have the time to, I'll use it after I do my mascara, like maybe 10-15 minutes after I apply my mascara, because if you use it when your mascara is still wet, it's going to smudge underneath your eyes. So I like to either use it before if I'm running out of time, or after, but waiting about 10 minutes. Okay, so I just put a little crystalline in the inner corner. I'm going to take a little bit of crystalline right underneath my brow bone. And then I'm going to take the Smoky Quartz right on my lid. It's a really pretty silvery eyeshadow color. You could always add some eyeliner to this as well. So you could add Steely, or you could add the black. Either one would look really pretty. And now I'm just taking the blending brush all over just to make sure that everything's nice and blended out. Okay, and that's it. So super easy eyeshadow combination. And I'm going to spray everything to make sure it's going to stay in place. And then my finishing step is to curl my lashes and then just add a little bit of mascara. So I always curl my lashes before applying your mascara. Do not curl them after unless your lashes are completely dried. And even then, I still don't really love to do that unless it's been hours and hours, just because using wet mascara with your curler can rip your eyelashes out. Okay, and what I recommend is using the oil-free makeup remover. If you've never tried that out, it's a absolute must-have. It's one of my favorite products that Mary Kay offers, and it always has been since I very first started using Mary Kay. It actually has an ingredient in it that is going to help to strengthen and lengthen your lashes as well. So it's going to help kind of grow in your lashes, and it's going to help strengthen them. So I love that. It's also going to remove anything that's waterproof. So waterproof eyeliner or waterproof lip liner, waterproof mascara, it's going to remove all those things. This is the Lash Fanaroma mascara that I'm using right now, which is it has different size bristles on it. So it's going to kind of grab some of the little guys that you have, the little short little lashes. It's also going to lengthen the long lashes that you have. So it's kind of like a double whammy. It does both at the same time. I'm going to do one more coat, and we're going to grab these little lashes too on the bottom. Okay, so that's the 2 coats, just 1 coat over here, and they're just quick coats too. All right, and that's it. So my makeup is all done. It's going to be good for the rest of the day. You can reapply your lip color as much as wanted, but I love using the lip liner underneath because it is that waterproof, so it stays so much better. So then you can just kind of apply your lipstick and your lip gloss over it throughout the day as needed. So thank you again for watching this. Like I said, make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this tutorial today. What did you like about it? Did you like the eyes? Did you like the face? Did you like the lips? Tell us down below. Let me know if you're going to incorporate any of these tips or any of these color combinations into your regular routine and you try them out. And like I said, you can shop my website right down below. And thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you back here next time. Bye.